it's Geoff here from discoverdouble-bass.com. Thanks for joining me for another one of these video lessons, and if you're interested in more, please go and check out the website. Now, today I've got a lesson looking at the pinky salute, fingers raising up from the fingerboard. You know what I mean. If you've been playing double bass for a while, you know how hard it is to keep these fingers down. Once you get this sorted out, you'll be able to play with better intonation for longer periods of time, and you're going to be more comfortable doing so. So let's get stuck into the detail in this quick lesson and work out how you can keep your fingers down on the fingerboard as you're playing. Well, I've already filmed a left hand technique lesson previously, which I'd encourage you to check out after this one. Essentially, just to bear in mind a few points from that lesson, really keep the fingers arched, maintain the space accurately between the fingers, and be aware of the position of the thumb on the left hand as well. Now, one of the key things that people miss is this idea of pulling the fingers into the string with the arm weight. So make sure that your wrist is straight and your elbow is open and you're not doing this. Okay, so if you've got those things in place but you're still having problems with the little finger, there's a few exercises that I can give you to try and help. But the main two issues that you need to bear in mind are that I'd really like you to be very aware of being relaxed in the left hand, because this is one of the things with double bass, is that to get a good technique for your left hand, you have to come from a point of relaxation, but it's very hard to get there when you're thinking about it all the time. But it's particularly the case with this issue. The more tension you have, you will introduce more tension as you raise the fingers away, because you're pushing in two different directions at once. Now, how do we keep these fingers on the fingerboard? It's all to do with not thinking about the fingers individually, but thinking about the weight of the whole hand coming down. So practice just touching the strings, pulling the fingers towards the fingerboard, and not worrying too much about thinking what note you're playing. So if I'm playing with my, say with my little finger, I'm actually not thinking too much about the little finger. I'm just thinking about all of the fingers being down on the fingerboard. And this is key, because if you think directly about the little finger, you have a tendency to push the other fingers away. I don't know why this is, but it's something that tends to happen. So try and think about putting your hand down and just a little bit of awareness in the little finger. But the other fingers are completely relaxed. They're on the same string, and that's a really key thing, unless you're muting. So it might be that you're wanting to mute one of the other strings, in which case that's fine. But if they are, you can see they're completely flat. And they're on the same string, the hand is comfortably spaced, and that takes a while to get used to. And again, the more comfortable you get with that, the more relaxed you'll be. And the weight is going into the fingerboard. But as we release the fingers, what we're not doing is pulling them any real distance away from the string. So the difference between playing with the second finger and the forefinger is that doesn't really, isn't very visible. The fourth finger and the third finger are just raised ever so slightly. And I'd like you to have a think, because a lot of players, including myself, often kind of bunch up the third and the second finger. Well, I've had people contact me before thinking that I'm playing in these lower positions with my third finger. But in fact, it's just because it's very close to the string. That's what the issue is. So as you release them, don't let them go any serious distance. Just gently, just enough to let the string vibrate. And the key thing is, as they go down, they stay down. And you think about bringing the whole hand down, rather than just thinking about your little finger, which tends to cause the other fingers to raise up. Well, hopefully that's helped you get your head around the concepts. Now let me give you a couple of really specific exercises that I'd like you to try. And this will also help you with your intonation as you'll be playing three semitones. So you've got to pick a point on the bass that you're comfortable with, and I chose the D here because it's got a harmonic, so I can just reference it and make sure, and an open string as well, that I'm in tune. But you could equally play lower down, maybe B flat A, and again you've got this you've got this note in between that you can, the A, and I can reference against the open A or the D. But the point is that you've got an open string or a harmonic to help you with your tuning, just to make sure that your hand shape's correct. And it's really simple. All I'd like you to do is practice just going 1, 2, 1, 2. And as you do, be aware, and I'm actually looking at my hand now, which I wouldn't normally recommend, but just to help me with the lesson as I'm teaching you, but be aware of the distance of the fingers. They should be really close to the string. And then try playing 1, 4. And what I'd like to do is to try and get the feeling in the hand very similar for both. Let's move a bit further down the fingerboard. I'm going to get it more in my line of vision here. So as I'm playing these 1, 4, I'm trying to get the feeling very similar as when I'm playing 1, 2. Then play 4, 2, and just lift up gently and 4, 1. And then chromatically up and down. But what you'll find for most people is that one combination, maybe 2, 4, doesn't feel so comfortable. There's something going on there. Or maybe it causes one of the fingers to raise up. So you need to isolate what part of the pattern is causing you problems and really focusing on that. Keeping your hand relaxed, letting the arm weight keep the string down, and making sure that when you're using the 4th finger, all of the other fingers are down on the fingerboard as well. One last little tip before I go is that you can also practice this away from the bass, just on any flat surface, putting the fingers down, being super relaxed and replicating the patterns. Make sure those other fingers don't pop up. Okay, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching the video lesson. If you have enjoyed it, please press like, practice hard, and I'll see you next time.